Hi, my name is Christopher Suto. I'm going to talk about The Awakening by Kate Chopin. It's a story about a woman named Edna, and she is married to a Leonce with kids. She is not very happy with her marriage. She doesn't have the true passion like she always once wanted as a kid. The expectations of tradition, coupled with the limitations of law, gave women of the late 1800s very few opportunities for individual expression. And this was the exact opposite of what Edna wanted. She's a very individual person and wanted to show it. In the beginning of the story, they referenced a bird in a cage, which was a lot like Edna. And throughout the story, she was kind of like a bird escaping the cage. And eventually she had her chance when Leonce was out of town. So Edna was living in her house by herself. And a couple people she'd flirt around with to show her individuality was Robert and Elsie Arabin. Robert's what started her little fling of cheating on her husband. They were good friends for a while, and slowly she started to develop a very strong passion for him. And this ended up being her true love. And once she had the house to herself and her husband went away, unfortunately, Robert was away in Mexico. But while Robert was in Mexico, Edna was showing off her individuality by having a little fling with Elsie Arabin. This was nothing like love, but it was just a way of her showing her individuality, and she was just expressing herself, escaping from the cultural norm. She was not happy with her husband, and this is one of her ways of rebelling. And some people contributing to the ending and the conclusion of the story and also the development of Edna was Mademoiselle and Miss Ratignolli. Mademoiselle was an artist that was single and had the lifestyle that Edna wanted, and she saw this and she kind of envied it. While Miss Ratignolli was a married woman with family, and while she would hang out with her, she would recognize that she would not want this, and she know with her husband this is not a possible situation. So she pretty much wanted something in the middle. And near the end of the story, she finally got to be back with Robert, and they finally had their moment together. They expressed their true love, and for a short period of time, Edna had to leave the house. And when Edna left, unfortunately, Robert did not stay for it, and he left a note saying goodbye because I love you. And once Edna got this note, she knew that she ruined her chance, and she was not going to be with Robert anymore. And at the end of the story, Edna goes to the ocean and she swims out as far as she can and just keeps swimming, not worrying about anything. And she ends up dying. And that's the end of the story. Some people talk about her death as a suicide, and some people state that it might not be a suicide. But I think it could be a suicide because this is her way of escaping from the problems she caused with their family and kids. She was already messed up with her husband by cheating on him, contributing adultery, and then it could not be considered a suicide because I think earlier in the story, Mademoiselle said, "The bird that would soar above the level plane of tradition and prejudice must have strong wings." I believe that Edna might have been trying to show off her strong wings and proving that she can go against culture norms, and this is one of her ways of showing it, except she failed. And in the end, she died, and that's what they left us with.